My microphone working? There we go. Jesus. All right, what's up, everybody? Appreciate y'all being here, man. We got another showdown slate to talk about. Game 4, Bucks and Hawks should be an interesting game. Potentially could be without Trae Young, or maybe a limited Trae Young. We'll have to see if the Hawks are able to win this game. I did get tickets to Game 6. Game 6 of this game is going to be in Atlanta if they do play 6 games. So I'm hoping the Hawks win tonight because I have tickets to Game 6 and I'm going to go to Atlanta this weekend. So yeah, I'm kind of rooting for the Hawks. Hopefully they can pull this one out. We'll have to wait and see if Trae Young plays. We still don't have an update there. I'm assuming he plays. He went through shoot around, but we'll have to wait and see for that. But yeah, guys, we'll talk through this showdown slate, answer any questions you got. We'll talk about prize picks as well. I know a lot of you play prize picks. A lot of you always have questions for prize picks. So if you have any questions for that as well, you can leave those in the comment section. For those of you that have not yet tried out prize picks and you do want to, if you look on the screen right now, prize picks, they are running a new promo right now. It's for one, you will get a $100 bonus on your first deposit. If you do deposit $100, they'll match that, give you an additional $100 to play with if you use my promo code Noah. Also, they're doing $1 million promo. Pretty much, it's a free contest. They'll send you the email to join it. Whenever you sign up, and I'm pretty sure you pretty much pick. They have 5 players listed. You pick the exact amount of points that each player scores, and if you go 5 for 5, I know it's gonna be hard to do, but if you go 5 for 5, you do win $1 million. So it's a cool little promo they're running for you. For those of you that want to try out prize picks and you have not yet, use promo code Noah when you do sign up, and you'll get a 100% match on your first deposit, and you'll also get an entry into that $1 million promo. So yeah, guys, appreciate you being here as always. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's kind of talk through today's slate. What's up, Patrick? What's up, my man? I'm doing well. Let's get it tonight. Yes, sir. Let's get it. I'm on the fence on Trae, even if he plays. Yeah, I think that's like the big question mark of this slate is, do you play Trae Young? If you do play Trae Young, like, is he going to be 100%? Is he going to be limited? Like, we really don't know what's the deal with Trae Young tonight. If he's full go, I think he's a really good tournament play because I think, the question mark about his status, the question mark about his health, that's automatically going to make him lower owned. Plus, he's had 2 back-to-back pretty bad games. So I think Trae will be very low owned tonight. But yeah, we just don't know what his health is right now. We don't know if he's 100%, if he's going to be his normal self. I'm assuming he plays, but I don't think it's a guarantee that he's his normal self tonight. He could maybe be limited or just maybe is not as aggressive as he normally would be. What are the prize picks tonight? We kind of talked about a few I liked already. It's kind of still the same for me. Bogdan, I like his over a lot. They moved it up a little bit. It was 20.5. It's 21.5 now. But I still like the over there on Bogdan. He played 35 minutes last game. He's going to probably play 35, 36 minutes again. I think Kevin Huerter, taking his over, I'm fine with that as well. Kevin Huerter, he's had 2 bad games in this series, but he did have a really good game last game. Kevin Huerter has shown upside. The minutes have consistently been there for him. By some chance, maybe Trae Young is limited today or isn't his normal self. I think Kevin Huerter, Bogdan, these are going to be the guys that really have to step up tonight if Trae, if he can't, do it all himself. So I like the over on both those guys. I still like the over on Drew Holiday. Still like the over on Middleton. Those are kind of a few picks I like right now. There's some other ones, that I'm kind of on the fence on. But I would say in terms of confidence, I think these are like my 4 favorite picks on prize picks right now. And just keep an eye on the Trae Young news. If Trae Young gets ruled out, then yeah, over on Bogdan, over on Huerter, over on Lou Will. I would like all those. I'm surprised we don't have news yet on Trae. I figured we would have got something this afternoon. Did you hit on prize picks last night? I did not. I had a pretty bad night on prize picks. I went a little heavy. Once we got the news that Zubac was out, I went pretty heavy. Started, going over on Batum. I did some overs on Terrence Mann, and, obviously those didn't work out. So, yeah. Didn't have a good night of prize picks. I had a couple power plays. I needed a few more points from Ayton. I had a 4-pick power play that if I would have hit, I would have profited, but Ayton came up short of his projection, which sucks, obviously. But we'll get back on it tonight. For sure. Also, my entry, all are over. Over Middleton, 42, Drew 40, Tucker, 15.5, Bogdan, 20.5, Portis, 16. I like that a good amount, Brandon. We already talked about Bogdan, Drew, Middleton, Tucker. I'm fine taking the over there, especially just because of his minutes. And, yeah, Portis, I still like the over on Portis. So, yeah, I like that a lot. Young and Bogdanovich or Middleton and Huerter. I'd probably take Middleton and Herter there, but I think that's definitely close. Trae Young, like I said, I think is going to be lower owned tonight because we just don't really know if he's fully healthy. So if you want to maybe take the risk and play the Trae Young side, you can. But I would say for safety, Middleton and Herter, I think is the safer option. Top 3 captains. I mean, Giannis is clearly like the number 1 captain. He's been the number 1 captain for me every slate so far. So Giannis definitely number 1. Probably second favorite would be Drew. And then if I'm looking for a little bit of a cheaper captain, I mean, I don't mind like Bogdan or Bobby Portis, but I think this is a slate where I want to try and pay up a captain if I can. You think Bog or Lou is a better play? I mean, between the two, I'd rather play Bogdanovich if you can get him. But if Trae Young sits, I mean, both those guys are going to be really good options. But I'm assuming Trae plays. If Young is out, that'll make Lou Will as a starter, who will be the sub. I mean, I don't think that's a guarantee. They could start Bogdan at point guard. They've done that before. So maybe if Trae sits, they start Bogdan at point guard, and then maybe Solomon Hill starts. They go Bogdan, Herter, Hill, Collins, Capella. They could do that. Yeah, they could start Lou Will, but my best guess is either Lou Will starts or they would start Solomon Hill and then slide everyone down. I mean, I don't think Trae Young sits tonight, though. I'd be very surprised if he does. So I'm not really looking too much into it right now. Portis captain with Holiday, Okongwu, Trae, Middleton, or Portis captain with Holiday, Okongwu, Trae, Middleton, Holiday. You got Holiday in there twice, but Portis captain with Okongwu, Holiday, Trae, and Middleton. I mean, I think that's pretty solid. Okongwu's risky. I mean, he's 1K. If he plays 8 minutes and gives you 12 DraftKings points, he's probably going to be fine, but I don't feel great about Okongwu. I mean, his minute ceiling is just so low. I mean, at most, Okongwu plays 10 minutes. So you're going to need him to probably average over a fantasy point per minute in that time. I just haven't been playing Okongwu and those 1K punt options they're just kind of dart throws. I just rarely play those guys. What's up, Noah? Thanks for the prize picks. Love, bro. The closest thing to sports gambling in Cali. Hey, get on it while you can, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if... I guess Cali doesn't have sports betting. I don't know if DraftKings and FanDuel is legal in Cali. I don't know. But I'm glad Prize Picks is. Glad you signed up. Hope you've been having success. Chris Dunn or Cam Reddish, I mean, there's a good chance that neither one of those guys play. Chris Dunn's not going to play. He hasn't been in the rotation forever. Cam Reddish could play, but he didn't last game, so I'm neither one. I wouldn't play either one. I think Lou Will gets more minutes. If Trae Young is out, he definitely will. If Trae Young is maybe somewhat limited, then yeah, Lou Will probably benefits. So if you want to play Lou Will, it's a punt option and hope that Trae maybe doesn't play 40 minutes. Maybe he only plays 33 or 34. Then yeah, I think that's fine. Normally I wouldn't play Lou Will, but with the question mark regarding Trae's health, I think it's fine to play Lou Will on this slate. I did over on Batum and Morris before they switched it. Yeah, if you could get on it before they switched it, that was huge, especially for Batum, because I think after they adjusted his projection went up to 23, and he didn't go over that. But yeah, Morris crushed regardless. He had a huge game last night. I think going over on Terrence Mann, I thought Terrence Mann would really benefit without Zubac, and obviously, that didn't work out. That was what killed me last night. Collins or Capella? I'd probably take Capella between the two. I rarely play John Collins. Every time I play him, he sucks. So I think between the two, I'd rather go Capella. Giannis, Middleton, Holiday, Herter, Okongwu, Portis. Again, Okongwu's if you're playing him, you got to hope that he plays 8 to 10 minutes and scores, 10 DraftKings points in that time. If he does, he could definitely, make the winning lineup. I personally probably wouldn't play Okongwu, but if he makes your lineup work, I'm fine with it. On Prize Picks, money just appeared in the promo. What does that mean? It was 0 earlier? I'm not sure, Mark. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think they added any money to my account. Yeah, my promo's still 0, so I don't know. I guess lucky you. I don't know. Or if you could maybe if you referred somebody, then that's possible. Thoughts on Lopez? I mean, I don't have much interest in Brook Lopez. Last game, he played 20-something minutes. His minutes have they've really been cut down in this series. They've gone away from playing Brook Lopez in this matchup, and I don't see any reason why they play him more than 20 minutes. I mean, just with how this Like with how Trae Young attacks the rim, it's just really hurt Lopez. Lopez has been getting killed in the pick and roll. He's been, whenever Trae drives to the basket, Lopez is backing up, which you don't want to do. So I have no confidence in Lopez right now. I just don't think he's going to play a ton of minutes in this series. He probably plays like 20 to 25. I'd rather play guys like Herter and Bogdan for cheaper. Should I roll with Giannis, Middleton, and Holiday, or should I leave one out and put in Trae? Again, if you want to take the risk on Trae, like if you're playing Middleton, I don't know if I'd play Giannis, Middleton, and Drew together. Like I feel like for all three of those guys to make the winning lineup, you're just going to need some weird things to happen. So yeah, I probably maybe would just go with Trae and take out one of those guys and play Trae. I'd be surprised if all three of Giannis, Middleton, and Drew are in the winning lineup. I mean, it could happen, I guess, but I'd be surprised. Capella on prospects is only 30. You would think he has to get over that, especially in a must-win. I mean, you would think so, but like the last two games he hasn't. I know one of the games was a blowout, game 2, and then last game, I don't know why he only played 28 minutes. I thought he would have played more than that. If you want to take the over, Brandon, I think that's definitely fine. Like if you made me choose over or under for Capella, I would take the over. I didn't bet that myself, but if I had to, I'd take the over there. Do you prefer Middleton or Holiday tonight? Usually for me, with these two guys, it's just been, play whichever one's lower owned. Last slate, Middleton was lower owned. Today, I think Holiday's going to be lower owned. So if I had to choose one, I think I'd take Holiday. It seems like Middleton goes off one night, and then the next night, Drew goes off. So if that trend continues, tonight is Drew's night to go off, since Middleton smashed the last game. Tucker or Connaughton? I'd probably take P.J. Tucker just because I think he plays a few more minutes. Like P.J. Tucker probably plays 35 minutes. Connaughton probably plays 28 to 30. Both are not great per-minute players. Both aren't really going to do much when they're on the floor. But given that Tucker probably plays more minutes and his minutes I think are more secure, I would take him. Who you think gets more minutes tonight, Connaughton or Portis? I mean, definitely Connaughton. I mean, Connaughton's played more minutes than Portis every game so far in the series. But Portis is a way more productive player than Connaughton is. So, like, Connaughton could play 30 minutes and score 15 DK points, whereas Portis could play 15 minutes and score 20 DK points. Honestly, I would take Portis between the two, even though he's going to play less minutes. Yeah, Mark, if it's promo money, you can use that to enter contest or, make picks or whatever. Promo funds are pretty much money that you can't withdraw, but you can use to play and then win money that you can withdraw. Thoughts on Holiday? I picked the over on him. Yeah, I like the over on Drew as well. I took that earlier today. His projection on PrizePicks is 40 fantasy points right now. I like the over there. Especially, if we're getting a close game here, we're going to see 40 minutes for Drew, 40 minutes for Middleton, 40 minutes for Giannis. All those guys average over a fantasy point per minute. Pretty likely that Drew and Middleton go over their projection on PrizePicks if this game stays close. Think Cam Reddish plays tonight? I mean, he could. Like, you would think they should be playing him right now instead of Solomon Hill, but last game he didn't play, so that's a huge risk. I mean, Cam Reddish is not that cheap either. He's $4,800. Would I be surprised if Cam Reddish surprisingly plays like 20 minutes tonight? I wouldn't be surprised, but it's super, super risky. Like, there's no guarantee he steps on the floor. Gun to my head, I'd say he doesn't play. Two of these three, Portis, PJ, or Connaughton, I'd probably take Portis and PJ Tucker there. Between those three. Portis, Capella, Drew, Giannis, Bogdan, and Herter. Leaning that Trae isn't 100%. Thanks for all you do. Love your stuff. Hey, glad to hear that, John. Thank you for tuning in, man. And looking at that lineup, I think that's pretty solid. Portis, Capella, Drew, Giannis, Bogdan, Herter. I'm fine with all those guys. And yeah, if you think Trae isn't 100%, then definitely Bogdan, Herter, Lou Will. You probably should be looking at those guys. I think if Atlanta wins this game and it's not because Trae Young goes off, it's going to be because like Bogdan or Herter has a really good game. Is Bogdan a good play or is it a trap? I mean, I think he's a pretty good play. He got his minutes. He finally saw his minutes increase last game. I've been talking about this for a while now. Like, at some point, Bogdan's going to get back to playing 35, 40 minutes like he was in the Sixers series when he was healthy. Last game, he played 35 minutes. He had a terrible shooting game. Still was solid with 23 DK points. If he even makes 50% of his shots, he goes for 33, 35 DK points. So, yeah, if we can have a decent shooting game for Bogdan and he plays 35 minutes again, he's very likely to, put up a pretty good score. So, I'm pretty high on Bogdan once again. The minutes increasing is the huge plus for him. Herter, Portis, or Tucker and Gallo. Give me Herter and Portis there for sure. Definitely Herter and Portis. What's good, everyone? Hit the like button. Only 25% hitting the like. Oh, that's a damn shame. Come on, guys. Hit the like button if you haven't yet. Putting out some free advice here. I know I'm not right all the time, but I think I do a pretty good job, I would say myself. I appreciate you guys being here though, as always. Hope you see a Game 6, bro. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. We already bought the tickets for Game 6, so if there's no Game 6, I'm going to be pretty disappointed. But yeah, if you guys are going to, I know probably most of you aren't, but if any of you are going to the Hawks game, if there is a Game 6, I will be there. What do you think about Trae Young and how it affects other players? If you're talking about his health, if he doesn't play, the biggest beneficiaries are definitely going to be Herter and Bogdan. If Trae gets ruled out, Herter and Bogdan are the first two guys I want to be looking to, and then Lou Will would become a really good value. I would like Lou Will a lot if Trae's out. I'm assuming Trae plays, but that doesn't mean that he's going to be 100%. He could just be out there just because it's the playoffs and he's going to fight through pain. But there's no guarantee that if Trae plays tonight, he's his normal self. Got my like. Let's get this money. Hey, appreciate you, Mike. Thanks for hitting the like button, man. Thank you. See if I missed any questions. Thoughts on Lopez? Yeah, Brendan, we already kind of touched on Lopez. I don't have that much interest in him. So far in this series, his minutes have just really taken a hit. He's not playing the same amount of minutes that he was in the Brooklyn series, and I think that's just kind of matchup based. I think that's due to Trae Young kind of tearing him up in the pick and roll. So far, he's played 20, 23, and 25 minutes. So my best guess is we get 23, 25 minutes from Brook Lopez. At 7,400, he's just too expensive. If he was 6K, I think he'd be a fine option, but at 7,400, at his price tag, I'd rather get up to Capella or Collins or just go cheaper, play Herter, play Bogdan. Just Brook Lopez, his price tag just doesn't make him that appealing to me. Sorry if you got this question a lot, but I just joined and was wondering on some good prop picks on Prize Picks tonight. Yeah, we kind of already mentioned a few that I like. Over on Middleton and Drew, I took those earlier today. I like the over for both those guys. I think, if this is a close game, you're getting 40-plus minutes from Middleton, 40-plus minutes from Drew, and they're both fantasy point per minute players. So I like the over on both those guys. And then over on Bogdan, with him getting 35 minutes last game, with his minutes starting to increase, I like the over on his projection. I think the over on Kevin Herter is fine as well. Especially if Trae Young sits, I'm going to love both those guys. Even if Trae Young plays, he could be somewhat limited, which would definitely benefit Bogdan and Herter. These are my 4 favorite picks, though, on Prize Picks right now, I think. Do you like John Collins at captain? He was in foul trouble last game. Yeah, he was in foul trouble last game. I don't know if I'd be playing him in the captain because I would just, I'd rather get to Drew. I think Drew has more upside than John Collins, and they're so closely priced. The $600 difference I don't think is enough for me to want to play Collins. So I would rather go with Drew there. Just between the two. Thoughts on fading Giannis and have more balanced build? I think fading Giannis is... I don't think that's something that I would be doing. I'm pretty sure Giannis has been in the winning lineup so far in every game in this series. Even if Giannis has a floor game tonight and puts up 50 DK points, there's a good chance he could still be in the winning lineup. His floor and ceiling is just so much higher than everyone else's. Fading Giannis, I don't think that's something I would do. I'm pretty confident that at the end of the night, you're probably going to have Giannis to cash, or at least to take down a tournament. I think Lopez under 5 rebounds is good if that option is still there. Let's see. Oh, it's at 4 rebounds now. Over his last 5 games, he's gone under that in 3 straight. So far in the series, he's gone under 4 rebounds in every game. If I would have took that, I would have liked to have gotten it at 5. But yeah, if you want to take that, just follow the trend. I mean, Brook Lopez, he's gone under 4 rebounds in every game in this series so far. Large field GPP, favorite 2 captains. I mean, I think Giannis is going to be pretty popular, but he's definitely the clear, like, top optimal captain. I mean, if you're playing large field GPPs, like if you're playing the big $20, $100K to first tournament and you're really trying to get different, I mean, play Trae Young at captain. Like, I don't think a ton of people are going to play Trae Young at captain. Do I feel great about it? No. But that's one of those plays that, if you get it right, that could be what ships you the slate. So probably Trae is a kind of large field dart. Just hope he's healthy. Giannis, clearly, though, like top captain for me. Didn't he get a bump in, or yeah, Gallo got a bump in minutes last game, but a large majority of that was due to, John Collins getting in foul trouble. That was pretty much the reason that Gallo played so much. Giannis or Drew at captain, if you have the salary, I would definitely just play Giannis. I mean, I think Drew's a good lower-owned captain. I think with him not having the greatest game last game, that's automatically going to make his ownership lower today, but just straight up, I'd rather play Giannis at captain if you can fit him. Guys, if you have any last-minute questions, go ahead and throw them in chat. We're going to be live for just a few more minutes, just about 3 or 4 more minutes. Any last-minute questions you guys got, you can throw them in chat. But do want to give a quick shout-out to Prize Picks. For those of you that have not tried out Prize Picks yet, I know we've been talking about them a lot lately. It's a new DFS site. It's a kind of a fun way to play DFS. For days like this where you only have one game, in my opinion, this is a better way to get action rather than playing Showdown. I personally am not that big of a fan of Showdown, so I like to get my action on Prize Picks. They have their projection for every player, point projection, assist, rebound, three-pointers made, and their fantasy point projection. You take the over or the under, whichever one you prefer, whichever one you think is the right choice. And yeah, I mean, they pretty much explain it to you. They show you how every entry pays out, the flex play, the power play. You make the choice of how you want to do it. The power play, a little bit harder to win, but if you do hit it, it's a pretty high payout. The flex play, a little bit easier to win, but doesn't have as high of a payout. So yeah, if you want to give Prize Picks a check, be sure to use promo code NOAH when you do sign up, and you'll get a 100% match on your first deposit up to $100. And as you can see on the screen, you also get an entry into their new $1 million promo contest they're running for new users who have not made a deposit yet. When you make your first deposit, you'll get an entry into their $1 million contest where you have to guess the exact amount of points that 5 players score, and if you go 5 for 5, you win $1 million. Easy as that. Which player hits the first 3 of the game? I mean, that is something that I don't want to give advice on. I mean, I have no idea. Like that, you're just throwing a dart at that. I'm not gonna, because I don't want to. If you're gonna, bet what I say, I mean, I don't want to, because I'm probably gonna be wrong. But if you're doing that, you want to take a guy that can actually make threes. So like a Middleton or a Drew or like a Herter or a Bogdan, like probably one of those guys. Just a quick fact, Capella hasn't beat Lopez in a single tip-off yet. Oh, that's pretty interesting. I've never bet on the tip-offs, but yeah, if Capella hasn't won one so far, that's kind of interesting. Just take the under there. Reddish or Tucker, I mean, I'd give me PJ Tucker. Like I said, I don't have any confidence that Reddish plays. You think Middleton pull back players if they up, or you think Milwaukee pulls back players if they're up 25 in the last 8 minutes? I mean, probably not. Like in the playoffs, teams usually don't rest their starters until like the last few minutes. So if they're up by like 20 with 8 minutes left, they're probably going to keep the starters out there, I would assume. Usually they pull the starters with like 2 or 3 minutes left when it's clearly, out of reach. I'm playing the 2-game slate. Do you think Chris Paul is better than Drew Holiday? I would probably take Drew, I think, between the two, if I had to pick one. But I think they both project very similarly. But I think I'd give the edge to Drew. Gallo or Portis? Give me Bobby Portis. Portis at captain, I'm fine with it, but Portis' prices come up a decent amount. He's not as appealing in the captain spot now that he's, I think he's like 4,800 now. Yeah, or 4,400. I thought he was a really good captain play when he was like, 3K, 2,200. Now that he's 4,400, he's fine as a cheaper captain, but don't love it as much. I bet 10 on Drew to hit the first 3. Hey, I mean, if you want to bet that yourself, Angel, go ahead. But that's one of those things, man. It's so tough. I mean, you're throwing a dart pretty much. I mean, nobody knows who's going to make the first 3, but if you want to throw some money on that just to sweat it. I wish you the best of luck. I hope Drew hits the first 3. Lou Will or Tucker, for the minutes the minute security, give me PJ Tucker. Two of these, Capella, Herter, Bogdan, Collins. I'd probably take Capella and Bogdan there, Mark. Capella and Bogdan. Not factoring in price or anything, just who I think scores the most points. Give me Capella and Bogdan. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up the stream here. As always, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. I hope you guys did enjoy the stream. I hope everyone, I was able to answer everyone's questions. Lastly, guys, before we do end the stream, if you have not checked out Prize Picks yet, you do want to give them a look. Be sure to use promo code Noah when you do sign up. You'll get a 100% match on your first deposit up to $100. We've already kind of discussed some picks I like over on Prize Picks for today. So if you want to tell me, you can sign up, use promo code Noah. You'll also get an entry into their $1 million promo contest where you'll have a shot at winning $1 million. Pretty cool, kind of new thing they're doing. But best of luck tonight, guys. Thanks as always for tuning into the stream. Should be back again tomorrow with another stream. We got Game 6, I believe, of Suns and Clippers tomorrow night. So we'll talk about that, when the time comes. Best of luck, though, guys. Appreciate you watching. See you in the next one.